Alright, everybody, we got another In Memoriam game. Valder versus Ragna is actually kind of an even matchup these days.
I mean, I don't think Valder has fallen that far.
Maybe.
But
I mean,
maybe.
I've seen a bunch of Ragna play recently where I'm just like, oh, she's actually got some stuff. Like, I think that she's like still a bit weak overall, especially like relative to the top tiers, but her groove kind of hits hard.
Okay, so Sedgehun making two mistakes. He did wrong order on both sides. He decapped with second sword instead of third on non-CO side, and on CO side he sent first sword to heal CO and second back instead of doing the opposite.
Okay, Mr.Cat
But
isn't gonna knock down the village in the bottom right though.
yeah, I was about to say that. Mr.Cat did CO side correctly, but went fourth side for the village, which is not gonna be enough.
Yeah,
And that's really bad.
I guess at this point you might as well just build a mage and then knock it down with that, but no, this is gonna take that sword a while. Maybe didn't recognize that the village had like an extra 5 health on it or something. Like thought it was at like 40 instead of 45.
Yeah, you see the big number on the badge, and it can confuse you if
Yeah.
you don't hover. But you know, it has to start with something. It can't start at 0, turn 1. It needs to start at 5. So maybe we should be starting it at 6, so so people can tell you know.
That's actually a good idea. Just so it like shows the correct number to make it easier for people to
On the
calculate.
badge, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we did it 5 in Wargroove 1, so that minimum damage worked. Like, sword did 35 minimum, so it wasn't RNG. But, you know, now it always does 40. So it's showing a 4. So.
Oh, imagine if we'd done 6 in Wargroove 1 and like the occasional, just like it doesn't flip. Oh. Thinking about RNG is just like painful memories.
I swear, I didn't realize how much I disliked RNG until I played without it. Like, I was against removing all RNG until I played Wargroove 2. Because I theoretically knew that RNG has some benefits, and I thought I liked those. But then I played Wargroove 2 and I'm like, wait, they are actually like not worth it. No,
There was a there was a point in playtesting where like some people were like, oh, you know, I like RNG, whatever, and then the similar experience to you, like they played without it and they were like, oh, this is like just better. And similar with when beach combat happened, like when naval units could get hit on the beach and they could attack land units on the beach, and then the moment we actually started playing with that, people were like, this is great. Like, this actually makes naval and land far more dynamic than it used to be.
Mr.Cat getting trooper value.
Yeah, and actually a really nice push on this left-hand side. Does a lot of damage. Will Sedgehun have a good counter-attack? He's gonna have double spear coming. Oh, and a good knockdown in that village, actually.
Also, I was saying Valder is better than Ragna, but like on this map, you get a bunch of pikes, and then most of your swords feel like they die early. So that's a weird map for Valder.
Kind of curious. I mean, Mr.Cat's obviously going to save for tier 2 at this point. Might even go cross-map with it. Just for that big damage. One thing I've noticed Valder struggles with is he gets surrounded very easily. He just lacks mobility tools, like his groove doesn't work if he's got stuff around him. Not like, even like a Sigrid can like at least break a unit and then create an opening for your army to follow up.
I thought Mr.Cat was doing pretty well with the trades, but looking at the end state now that the dust has settled, Sedgehun is up a lot of econ. Like, he's up all the econ.
Yeah.
That's actually massive. Yeah, so maybe he was getting those bad trades because he was pushing up that far. But then it doesn't matter if you trade badly. As long as you don't lose all your units, like eating a lot of value damage, if you can keep a big econ advantage, you're actually still ahead. Although Mr.Cat is kind of taking some stuff back.
Yeah, he's gonna flip a couple things back on this side. He's got an archer to defend. There's like very little anti-air. This mage is super far out still. So Harpy's gonna get some damage in.
Oh yeah, Sedgehun has been. We saw that in the tournament too. He was building way too few mages and not developing them far enough or quickly enough. And then getting punished. I mean, we've all done that a few times, but I think I saw it from Sedgehun a lot. Oh, I'm not slandering him. Hope I remember correctly.
No, I think that's a fair criticism to give.
I'm gonna break you!
Okay,
Okay.
this is tier 2. Lands does minimal damage. Only hits the knight.
I mean, it hit the knight pretty well, but I'm not sure that's enough for a tier 2.
Yeah, that could have been a lot more, I think.
I don't think it justifies the use of tier 2.
Maybe just wants to get ready to put pressure on Stronghold though. That is looking very open. And the knight was like one of the few things defending it.
Yeah, but then don't you just like walk forward and keep tier 2 for when you actually attack the stronghold?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, that is the much better use of it. I guess like the big thing here is that it managed to damage the knight heavily while also keeping Ragna on full health.
I mean, yeah, knight is also in full health now.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there's no attack on this HQ. Although I guess maybe you can get tier 1 to attack the HQ with.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
there's a lot
Ragna
of fighting on this.
charges. Yeah, so it charges so quickly.
Yeah, oh, she's got 72. Oh, wow. Maybe the play was just to get...
Huh.
The knight's heavily injured but not dead yet. Ragna...
Yeah, not gonna be quick enough to attack HQ, but
Gonna have tier 1 again. Okay. You know what? I can respect that. Like, if you think, oh, I'm gonna get my tier 2 again, then... Yeah, actually, that's not too bad. And, like, you forced your opponent to spend, like, 550 gold or something healing a knight. And also reposition their entire army defensively. Because this bottom right is now... Yeah.
yeah, then you can, you know, get some econ back. So maybe it makes sense.
Oh, this looks like a very juicy target for a tier 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
By my hand, rise.
Oh, but Sedgehun. I actually I like this idea from Sedgehun as well though, like just constantly pressing tier 1 over and over just to get unit count up.
Yeah, I mean tier 2 is probably not gonna get much value on this map.
Yeah.
So you kinda have to do the tier 1 strat.
Unstoppable!
Oh, cross map. Lands on the mountain. Is that
But it only
actually
hits
gonna...
the bike.
I mean, it allows for the wall break though, which is nice.
Yeah, I guess. Don't see it doing that much. Then again, it's like a very cheap tier 1. You don't need to do that much.
Yeah, although, you know, 37% on Ragna again, like...
Yeah.
There is, like, I guess, you know, in a very grindy map like this one, there's a big reward for just, like, constantly just pressing your groove. Because you're just gonna use it to build more groove.
Yeah, that's fair. But let's see if it outgrinds Sedge's money advantage. Because he still has some money advantage.
Yeah, and, you know, unit count as well. He's just been, like, constantly building swords. Actually gonna get another tier 1 this turn, I think.
Yeah, and he's... Oh no, he just kills a bunch of units.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get a tier 1 next turn. Oh, he got at the end of his turn, yeah. He's gonna press at the start of next turn then. I don't know about setting that mage like that.
Oh, you look at the unit count though on Mr. Cat's side, like if he's just
Yeah.
running out of things to fight with, that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I said it just has too much. Yeah. That's weird. I feel like I missed some moments where he probably picked up a few units. I guess last turn he also picked up like quite a few of them. But
Yeah, he's had like 5 tier 1s at this point as well, so
5? Wait, really?
I think he's had like 4 and he's sitting on his 5th right now. Something ridiculous
Nah.
like that. He's had a
I think
lot
this
of
is
tier 1s.
like I think this is like the third, right?
No, he's definitely had 3 up until this point.
Okay, so I missed one of them. There's no way 5. 5 would be like 500.
Oh, I
growth.
mean, like, I think he's sitting on his 5th, but like, okay.
Yeah, it would have meant he has built 500 groove till now. If you're sitting on his 5th. Then 14, there's no way, right? Damn,
Yeah.
now I want to go back and check the VOD.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we had the little charts actually, so we could see the groove. But he's spammed so much tier 1, and he's gonna have tier 2 next turn, for sure. And
And he got a pretty big attack now. Ragna has the groove to escape.
yeah. Ooh, I mean, I guess the knight on the way out, but I think she might just be dead. Like, this army
mean,
is
even if
so
she
weak at this
isn't-
point.
Her army is, yeah, there's no unit count left. Everything's gonna die this turn.
Like mage heals coming in.
Oh,
Makes
to clear
sense.
the balloon. Yeah, so now he's probably dead.
Oh yeah, archer as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you go for the double sword crit. I think you just go for like spear plus commander.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't get to see a tier 2. I'm sad actually. I would love to have seen that.
Oh, Sedgehun is trying to kill as many units as he can.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, there was another side too.
Oh, he can actually kill with the sword as well. Because he's just gonna. Oh, I mean, should have finished with the sword. I know he can.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the spear, but. Okay.
He could have also done very heavy damage to the HQ.
Yeah. I think you would need 2 sword crits to get it, but
I think even 2 sword crits barely miss kill.
well, what
think it's
doesn't
like
miss kill is
Yeah, 4 sides on Sion doesn't miss kill.
yep. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and Sedgehun with double the kills. Yeah, as the game was going on, I didn't notice that he was trading so much more efficiently, unit count wise.
Yeah, I mean, and he also just like kept being able to constantly reinforce, which was huge. Like, just constantly pumping out extra swords just to like make the unit count on the right hand side higher.
And then you also gotta wonder how much it mattered that Mr.Cat wasn't able to dig up that village in one move and had to spend 2 turns on it.
Oh, that's huge as well, actually.
Yeah.
That's one of those like small things that really adds up. I mean, there's a poll on like the Discord right now that I think Sequoia put up, which was like, you know, which is the more valuable thing in like a game, like having a good opening or like any of these other things, like army control.
I mean, I didn't like that poll because like one of the options was 3 dudes, and like the quiz was really good, except 3 dudes invalidates every other thing. Like if you give 3 dudes, it doesn't matter how good your game plan and your opening were and whatever else. But if you removed 3 dudes from that, I would say yeah, that it's a really interesting poll to consider. How much the opening matters, how much game plan matters, how much CO difference matters, and stuff like that.
I still think opening is the bigger thing.
Bigger than giving 3 dudes? Nah.
Oh, for sure. If you give up like an extra like 3 villages at the start or something like that, Just because your opening isn't as effective, then like
Well,
you can just straight up
usually
lose.
usually an opening efficiency thing would be like one village, right? Not three villages. It's not usually that massive. Like there is the question of scale. Like the same way when I'm talking about three dudes, I'm not talking about half your army. But it doesn't matter how well you opened. If you give half your army as three dudes, you will lose. But if we're talking like smaller scale, one village down in the opening, or one, two, three dudes, like I would say the three dudes are almost always more impactful, because like in this game it's so easy to flip villages, and it's pretty easy to snowball unit count advantages. Anyway,
Anyway,
speaking of unit count advantages, Sedgehun had it and he won pretty easily with it.
yeah, he built at least 5 swords that game just with Valder Groove, which is pretty good in a game that lasted 15 turns.
I still don't think it was 5, but
I
sure,
mean-
even if it was 4,
I mean,
that's a
I'm
lot of
including
swords.
the 2 from the tier 2 there.
Oh, right. It was tier 2, the last one was tier 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into the next game.